getting back to the Zims, you were talking about the Zims and the Dinars earlier. Okay. Yeah. The Zims and the Dinars, you know the story, what happened in Kuwait when we went to war, right?
Yes.
Kuwait actually drilled a hole. They hit oil, but the oil traveled underneath the border of Iraq. And there was a problem.
So I'll listen to you.
Yeah. We allowed that war to take place. The big boys, the governors and the senators and all the elite people went in and they realized the dollar, the Kuwaiti dinar and the Iraqi dinar would be devalued. And they went in and bought it very, very cheap. We're still all waiting for the Iraqi dinar to emerge, but the Kuwaiti dinar is up to $3.30 for each one. And they were buying it for like 2 pennies.
Did they have a monetary in Kuwait? Did they demonetize the currency or issue a new currency to replace it?
No, they lowered the value.
That's the difference, right?
Yes.
Iraq, they came out with a new currency historically, and so they demonetized the current currency.
Mm-hmm.
Historically and all around the world. I mean, I have, and this isn't, there have been over 4,800 instances of this. I think I even have an Iraqi dinar. I do. Yeah, Central Bank of Iraq.
Is that the good one or is that the bad one? Because I have the red ones. I don't know if the red ones are good.
Nice one. It has virtually no value, right?
Right now, yeah.
They demonetize a currency. Historically, they have never remonetized the same currency. Rather, they have come out with a new currency. So, I mean.
So what do you think happens to all the people who own Iraqi dinars, and if they come out with a new currency, does that mean the old currency is worth nothing?
Correct. This is 100 trillion, no, yeah, $10 trillion Zimbabwe note. Now they've got Zim gold. This has no value.
It will never have value.
Never, never, ever, ever will it have value.
So when they revalue, so they know that all these people, including myself, I'm guilty as charged. I went into the casino and I bought a little bit of everything. Okay. So when they revalue, if we don't own the right stuff, it doesn't mean anything.
Correct. Correct. Now, in the US, do you remember, and you might not, but I remember we did have $500 bills, $1,000 bills, $10,000 bills, and even $100,000 bill, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't demonetize them because that would have been noticeable, right? They would have had to have informed the public that they have demonetized them. So rather what they did was when one made it into the bank, didn't come back out again. So in reality, all of those larger denominated bills, they're still money. You could still go out, you probably have to spend about $9,000 to get a $1,000 bill, but you could spend it as money. So there is a big difference between removing it from circulation or revaluing it versus demonetizing it. And unfortunately, the Iraqi dinars, they're demonetized. They're not ever going to come back. As I could be wrong, but that's what's happened historically. Once a currency is demonetized, it never comes back value again. But you see, you just proved my point, right? When they set up this whole system, they knew that people marry the legal money of the state, and they cannot help. I mean, these are their words. My quote might be off a little bit, but they cannot help but think that at some point it will regain some of its value. But it never, ever, ever does. It just has people living on hopium.
Is it possible because they know that so many of the deplorables got their little dirty fingers on it that they changed the currency because they don't want the little people to win? Is that what it is?
Well, It's not that they don't want the little people to win. First of all, the people in Iraq, I don't know if they would ever trust the currency that's already been demonetized. But also, like you went in and you bought it, and tons and tons and tons of people have bought a lot of those demonetized Iraqi dinars. If they remonetized it, all of that wealth would flow out of Iraq. Why would they do that? Right? Why would the government do that? Why would the central bank do that? They wouldn't.
It's a good question. I hope my good friend Mark Z over in Puerto Rico is watching this. That's all I gotta say.